أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed shaitan. That's people whose wickedness and evil affects other people. That's what Satan and shaitan means. Because some people could just be evil and it doesn't affect anybody else. But if your evil is affecting other people, you're shaitan. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm really, really big on names. And Allah revealed to me, like, being from Lamert, it's our village. So I did a lot of research on villages, especially African villages. And I learned that when a brother goes through his rituals of passage, then he becomes a man. And there's a ceremony. And the sisters have like a more nature based, like spring and plants and growth and flowering type of rites of passage. But when the brother completes his rites of passage, then he's ready to like fulfill his purpose in life. So he chooses a wife, and there's a ceremony for that, which everyone participates in. Everyone knows that these two people are going to be together forever. And when the wife becomes pregnant, there's a ceremony, and they actually have a revelation of the fetus contribution to the village. Like, what are you going to bring to us? What is your purpose? And so they actually have a discussion with this baby that's still in the mother's womb. And what happens is they find a mentor for this child. Like, say the child is going to be a fisherman or jewelry maker or a village leader or something. There's usually an elder who is in need of an apprentice. So the the elder starts making preparations for the new baby, and there's a ceremony. Then when the baby is born, all the children, yeah, we got a new child and all that. It's like a really, really big celebration, and it's just like beautiful to have the knowledge of that. Even though I wasn't able to physically participate, I could spiritually and mentally be there. So Allah revealed to me, like, I became Muslim, right? All my life I felt attachment, like magnetic attraction, a magnetic pull towards Islam. I found out like Christians want you to be a slave. All Christians, you're automatically a slave. But Muslims, there's no way you could be a slave to any man because you're a slave to God, Allah. So you can't be a slave to anyone else. It's impossible. So Allah revealed to me after I named my son Hakeem that when I was born, my parents knew my name was Hakima when I was born, but they kept trying to force this whore slave name on me. And I'm discovering that my parents are like the mystery Babylon. the woman who named me and whose house I lived under is like, the Bible calls her Mystery Babylon, but it's her, Vanessa, or Vashtar, Esther with a V. These her legs. That bad, right? So all my life I hated every single name. Sharice, Annette, Bailey. But when I became a Muslim, I read Message to the Black Man constantly, continuously. And so just recently, and I've been reading it since like 2006, 2002, around there, early 2000s. First time I read Message to the Black Man. And just maybe a couple years ago, I saw my mother's maiden name. All my life, what's your mother's maiden name? And I always hated it, because that's slavery. It's the slave master letting you know that we're keeping track of everything you do from before your parents even met, to your grandparents, to 400 years ago. We keeping track, everything you do. So you have no chance of freeing yourself. So anyway, I was, they insist on calling me by this name, Sharice. Okay, so what I learned is Vanessa Vashtar, the whore, arrayed in purple and scarlet, prophesied of in the book of Revelation, named me after Sid Sharice. Okay, I never heard of this person. I Googled it when I was able to go online, and I see someone who used to dance with Fred Astaire, but didn't sing, right? Like Ginger Rogers is kind of the same thing, but she sings and dances. But Sid Sharice only dance, right? So let me let this Google pass. So I don't know if you ever read on the bag of cherries, it'll have it in French, and it's the same name, right? Basically, it's cerise or cerise or something, but to me, it's all the same. I'm a linguist, and so I'm like, cherries. That's what she named me. Okay, so still, I'm discovering a lot about this name. So Sid. What type of person do you think of when you hear the name Sid? Right? That is a man's name. So I'm like, okay, maybe Sharice is her father's last name. So, but it just wasn't feeling right. Sid is a man's name. Sharice is a made up stage name. It's cherries in French. Person always has on red. But I'm like, that does not add up. Sid Sharice. So I'm like, when you become a Muslim, you are able to connect dots, put things together that other people might not connect. So Janet Jackson in the 90s, I found out Sid Sharice was going to be in her video. I'm like, okay, so yeah, she's like some rich lady walking the dog in the video and all fancy, like made up and glamorous. But what I put together, Sid Charisse is a man dressed in drag. And I'm like, that was never my name. I always hated it. Always. So yeah, I'm like, and I'm pretty sure that Tootsie is the story of Sid Charisse. Okay, people who cross dress have some type of mental illness, and I just googled that movie, and I just watched the part when he revealed to the world that he's a man. People screaming. It was live on television. Just crazy. He just babbling and mentally talking about his sister and just like craziness. But I really believe that movie Tootsie is about Sid Charisse, a man who had everyone thinking he was a woman. He had a boyfriend, and it's like really, really disgusting. The whole drag underworld is like Hollywood, They're men who dress as women and no one knows that it's a man. Now, trannies, it's like, but alhamdulillah, I just run when I see something like that. So for me as a little girl to have been called the name of a man, and cherries is not these on a woman, it's part of a man's reproductive system. It looks more like that. Cherries are a man's reproductive system. And to have been called this all my life, I hated it. And so it's like to still be referred to that by all those people in the whoredom of Mystery Babylon is just something that I felt like I needed to announce. I'm not a man. I don't have cherries. I am not cherries. I am a supreme human being. So you refer to me by an attribute of Allah. And before I was born, it was Hakima. Hakima. I spell it H-A-Q-I-M-A-H. H-A-K-I-M-A-H means wise. But if you put it with a Q, H-A-Q means truth. And there's no way you can be wise if you do not know and understand the truth. So for me, truth is like the ultimate, is part of my name. So yeah, I just wanted to announce it. If your name is that, you need to change it. If you are a male or a female, you're not a piece of fruit. It's insulting to call a human being a piece of fruit. Especially black people who are Allah. We have attributes, powerful. wise, just, these type of names. So, yeah, don't call anybody that ever. And a lot of Muslims, when they change their name, they choose a name that's similar to the name. When I was in junior high school, I met a brother named Sharif. That was another one of my introductions to Islam. And we stood in the hallway, and I don't know how he, my name is Sharif, and I was like, Sharif with an F? Yes, Sharif. And that just like blew my mind, blew me away. Sharif, totally different than what I had been called. It's like the opposite, and the ending of that name is very important too, because there's a lot of people who don't even use the ending. So for me to meet a Sharif, I'm like 12, and I've never met anybody with that name. I don't think yet, but to meet a Sharif, I was like, Sharif, yes. Wow, I didn't ask him what it meant, but now that I'm a Muslim, it's like our holy text is the Holy Quran Sharif. So I don't know, I'm thinking maybe Hakima Sharif or Sharifa or something. Muslims change our names a lot, but I'm thinking I might, add that to my name, Sharifa or Sharif. I believe it means glorious or holy, because we always say the Holy Quran Sharif or the glory. Yep, Quran Sharif. I'm still trying to understand and learn the true meaning of that name, just breaking it down, because in Arabic all words can be broken down to 3 consonants. So it would be sh, r, and to me that just sounds dope, sure. So yeah, but that's like the beauty of becoming a Muslim. You always find something positive, just hold on. We have a saying, when you find yourself in hell, just keep going. My brilliant son Hakeem said, run. If you find yourself in some type of situation, run and get through it, because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a silver lining. It's a rainbow after the rain, but you got to get through the rain to get to the sunshine and rainbows again. So, yeah, a good name is better than gold. And I happen to find English lesson number C2. It's been hidden for 63 years. So if you're a Muslim and you have been searching for English lesson number C2, you can probably find it now. Okay? So yeah, read it. It's fascinating. It's tactical, and it will help us in this day and time to destroy the devil. I'm not gonna say anymore, but yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wahid.